Customers in first class, complement or early platform 4, 1500, urge the train service to London King's Cross.
Hello and welcome to New Junction. In today's layout update, which feels like an age, I think it's been 21 or 22 videos since the last one. I'm going to show you all the progress since the last one and hopefully give you a bit of a tour of the layout for all the new subscribers to have a look at the layout in full. Running order tonight, we've obviously got the Virgin Livery HST on the inside line, Eddie the engine pulling the Stobart containers in the middle, and the Class 47 pulling a rail tour on the outside line. So let's have a look at the progress. So first things first, coming alongside the actual New Junction on New Junction, not much has changed, but this is an area which will change very soon. As you know, I've been doing a lot to my station and on that side of the layout recently, so I think what I'm going to do is take a bit of a break and continue doing this area, particularly where you see the mud in the middle, a bit of detail, and add to the workman. The reason I'm showing you it now is I think I've added the single most expensive double O gauge purchase ever, which I will add was brought for me. I didn't pay for it. I don't think I would pay for it, but it's these knock track machines. As you can see, they're on the track now. They are really nice and really detailed. However, I think the pack was £17 for those two, which is quite a bit of cash for two plastic models. But they do look good, and I think once the scene is evolved a bit more, I think that's next Friday's video. Once the scene evolves a bit more, they should look right at home in amongst all the detail. In amongst this middle area, so that's the focus of the next one. Moving around the layout, not much has changed on the building sites, so I'm going to step back for you. They were pretty much left as they were. Moving along to my sort of central scene, there has been a slight change. Let's see if we can spot it as I move gently. The main one is Network Rail have been ousted. They're on a truck leaving, and the New Junction engineers have taken over. That's how we know there's going to be progress. These were provided by Lee Models and Hobbies, who kindly did those with my logo and the lights, and they look really good, and hopefully the new team will sort the junction up that end very soon. Right, moving over to the heritage line, not a great deal has changed at all. In fact, this has probably been the most neglected point of the layout. There's currently a diesel gala with the Class 68 in the station. This is an unwilling victim, unfortunately. I do have a bit of an issue with it. My one keeps blowing chips. Through talking to a few other modelers, I think what's happening is my chip is going through the board and shorting itself out, with the pins being too long on the chips I'm using. So hopefully we'll get that sorted soon, and I'll keep you updated. Same again, the far corner over there hasn't really been touched. The main reason for this is because I've built myself a work desk, as you've probably seen with the Diorama Diaries episode. This is literally just a sawing table and a bit of a spare kitchen counter cut onto it, and it serves me very well. As you can see, for those of you who've been following the mini-series, I'm just trialling out new methods, new techniques before I actually use them on the layout on this diorama. Of course, the story behind this was I made a diorama, as you can see on the left there, for last Christmas by my sister-in-law. And I thought, what better way than to try and replicate the same scene and just see how far I can get. But as it stands, we're only at ground cover, so I think it'll get a bit more interesting in the next few weeks. While I'm talking of different things, the new railway magazine for October has come out. You've got to get yourself one if you're going to your local retailer. They are free, and they just come in a box. They're normally by the door of the shop. But this one is a particularly good read. Lots of modern image updates. That, of course, will probably be Wednesday's episode. Another bit of news for you. I now have an official New Junction t-shirt. So we'll be seeing that a lot more when it comes to shows and videos, etc., featuring myself. It saves me having to wear the same crosshatch t-shirts every time. Right, now onto the fun side. Obviously, since you last saw the update, a lot of you who have been following my videos will already know, but the baseboard was painted. That's now lovely brown, fecal brown, and also the track was weathered. So that's happened since last time. Nothing up this end particularly has been done. Obviously, moving around, we've got the some of the track details. If we can look past my controller, obviously you've got your cable trunking, your dummy point motors, etc. But the biggest update has to be the starting of the new canopy on the new station. There we go. Sorry about that. Just had to move. Right, as you can see, I've added lights to the subframe. They were particularly grueling. I really didn't like doing that at all, but it looks the part now. As you can see, that's a really nice shot of my Class 91, which has the new LNER livery. I did tell you they were going to release LNER stickers with the red square attached already, so there's no painting involved. They have since done that, and I'm going to apply those in a video coming soon, I believe, if and when I can get around to it. I also have the ones for this HST that's flying past as well, so that could be interesting. I just can't bring myself to do it. Big precious HST. So the bit you all want to see is the beginnings of my canopy. So as you can see, the skeleton is now there. I went with a more simple approach, and it is literally 2 lengths of plastic column, the length of the first part of the sort of skeleton of the frame, and then intermittent gluing of the arches. Eventually this will be they'll all be sprayed, and there'll be a similar blue to the ones at the front, and then they'll slowly be encased in I suppose a roofing cover. I'm thinking plasticard at this moment, but I've got to try a few things yet. But I want to try and get the entire sort of skeleton finished done first. But as you can see from a sort of top-down perspective, it does cover it quite nicely and looks all right. But I'm quite happy with it. I think once the wooden edges are the same colour as the plastic sheet, because you can see the rail here quite clearly, once that's the same colour as the actual arches, I don't think it'll stand out so much, and it'll really start to blend in nicely. As you can see, it does make a nice image, especially with a modern image station. You can really see what I was going for. So I really like that image. Really nice. Just blow me own trumpet. Someone has to. So taking you around the back, you can still see I've got some messy wiring to sort out on the left here. That just needs tidying up and tightening up. It's because the various sections of the frame aren't joined up yet, and I wanted to leave a bit of slack. Also, for those of you who mentioned with my LEDs and the LED video that they wouldn't stick, they were absolutely right, and each one had to be glued separately. But that was an easy peasy job, but that was a very common bit of advice I got, and it was definitely needed, that's for sure. But, generally speaking, I'm starting to be really pleased with this station. The first one, the first canopy I should say, was a bit of a faff trying to get it right, but once you got the knack, it worked quite well. So I think the other 2 sides should be relatively simple. So obviously the next one I'm going to do is the middle. I am going to do the outside edge as a half. What I'm planning to do is I'll get a strip of wood or something, so from just there at the base all the way along horizontally, and I'll have arches on top of it, sat on it, and below it I'm going to have an image of Newcastle Station. So from sort of a bit of a lower down angle, if you're looking through the station like that, all you should be able to see is I suppose the other side of the station, and it should from this angle blend in quite nicely. So that's the plan. We'll see if it works. Lastly, of course, now the canopies are in, you can see straight down the station on the underside, but with the curvature of the track work, I'm hoping you won't be able to see past. So right at the back, you shouldn't be able to see through the scene. So from above, the blue board cuts the scene, but you see from underneath, because of the way the station curves away from you, you shouldn't be able to see down it and all the scenery behind. Obviously, you'll just be able to catch a glimpse now of my Mark 1 coaches going behind. That's being pulled by the Class 47. But the idea is it's very difficult to see down it. So all being well, when it's all finished, it'll be very minimal. So you see the gap there. That's extremely minimal. It's almost impossible to see from normal standing eye level. Obviously the phone is practically on the track, so it looks I suppose it gets in all the nooks and crannies. But that was the idea at the beginning of the project, with the curvature of the station, just so you couldn't see the off scene. One thing it does highlight though, of course, is my lack of Mark 4 Virgin coaches. I don't think Hornby will ever release any, but if any of my viewers want to get rid of their coaches for their sets, please get in touch. I'm tempted to have a go at respraying my grey East Coast mainline ones, but I'm a bit chicken and I daren't. I've contacted a few resprayers and no one wants to take on the challenge, so that says it all really. But all in all, here's Eddie coming past. All in all, I'm very happy with how progress is going. Hopefully this has been a interesting update for you, if not a bit sporadic as ever. As you can see, it's nice to have a clean layout. I tell you, when I'm doing the projects, the layout doesn't half get dirty, but it's always nice to have a tidy layout, I tell you. All the fun. What I'll do at the end of the video is leave you with a few running shots, hopefully a bit more close up with the station, just to give you a bit of an idea of how it's starting to look on a proper camera, or proper angles I should say, because I'm really chuffed with how it's coming on. As I say, now the top's coming on, it should go together pretty quickly, and I should have a lid on the first 2/3 at least. Video wise, coming up, we've got I think Wednesday's video is going to be the next news video, then Friday's video will be the network rail or New Junction rail scene on the other side. We've got a few scenic items to go there, new items released from Scale Model Scenery, which I think are yet to hit the shops, as it were, the shelves as it were, so that'll be exciting. Should be one of the first to have them on the layout, so that's definitely one to watch. And otherwise, yeah, thank you very much for watching. As ever, hopefully it's been informative for you. I'll try not to leave it as long as ever, as long as this one has been, till the next one, and I'll see you soon. Thanks again guys, take care, bye.